Hey guys, what's going on? Hopefully you had a good weekend, and I just wanted to do a little response email. Really no mesh in this video, although I do have some stuff in the other room and some stuff downstairs that it's trying. It's been a good week as far as sales go. The DMG sales position is definitely getting involved. I have two people already signed on and a bunch of parents I still need to talk to get the okay. And yeah, so besides that, I had some customer feedback emails. I do get these time to time, and sometimes people just send me them, and I respond through email, just write back to get a quick response. But I just figured, why not take two of them out of the emails and put them on a video. Also, I wanted to talk about some shaft and head weights. Did some measuring on the scale that I had downstairs of each one of my combos, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. And the other thing was the new end cap. I know a lot of you guys play with just tape and sometimes don't use a butt end, might use a butt end at the bottom, but if you really want to save some weight and don't really want to attract some attention, take a look at this. This is the Swizz Beat limited edition, Jamaica edition. One side, as you see, this was usually the bottom hand, and this is the bottom of the shaft, and what I had on it, I just put a regular donut on it, as you can see. Just so my hand wouldn't slide off. But near the top, I actually came across one of these. And these are actually located in what I believe that they're called the STX women's repair kits. They actually fit really nice on the 7/8 diameter women's shaft. However, they really fit nice on men's shafts as well. If you want to keep it minimal, it's a very simplistic STX end cap. It's not hard plastic, I'd have to say. It's kind of in the medium of what a regular end cap would be, and those gate end caps that are horrifically hard to get off shafts. But as you can see, the taper was very easy. So if you put it on a shaft and you don't want to get too much bulk on it, or if you just want to keep just something on there, just to keep within the rules, or if you want to make something that'll keep a nice that'll keep a nice area to keep a donut on top of that, which would be obviously right here. It wouldn't cut too high into the shaft, because I know most butt ends usually go up to about here where my finger is ending, and then you would make the tape knob here, so you have that much of the shaft at the bottom. So that's a good way to add a little bit of minimalistic weight on your shaft. I know a lot of people put a horrendous amount of tape, sometimes adding too much, which creates too much bottom weight and can throw off your shot at times. So sometimes, as this shaft over here, the Brine Scandium Air that I use at times, has a small little end knob on it, really close to the bottom, because I like to have my feel closer to the bottom of the stick as much as I can. As you see on the ice, this was actually longer when I got it. It was about, what was it, 31, almost 32 inches, believe it or not. So I cut off a little ring. Let's see if I can find it. It's on my desk right here. There we go. So I cut this much off of it to make it exactly 30 inches, and I just sanded down the bottom, and it was cool. The only drawback on the ices is they only have graphics on one part, so if you don't really care about graphics, it doesn't bother you. But I love this combo because it's one of the lightest out there, if not the lightest. So, and I like this butt end tape job better because it keeps your hand really close to the bottom, and I don't know, I just like it. The taper on it is really nice. I guess you could make this a little bit larger if you want in diameter, but for all intents and purposes, I think it's pretty good. Now, to correct this, if I was going to go play in a game, I would probably just throw a little plasti dip on the bottom of it, or again, I could put this end cap on it and redo the donut at the bottom and just tape all of it over. And you would see a little bit of a bulge coming in here, but you really wouldn't notice it until you actually looked up close and personal with it. So let me just get back to some of the customer emails that I got in. I pulled out two. One was from Trevor in Illinois. He just chirped in. He said, "Hey DMG, I'm curious how you like the CEO. Mine is orange, and I love your stallion side tie. Should I get it or a Crypto Pro Diamond?" Well, Trevor, kind of hard choice because both of them are in the same price point. Both of them well, I get it right here. This would probably be your head right here, and in orange, but this one, the Stallion side tie, in my opinion, is pretty much the same shaft as the Crypto Pro Diamond. I think the alloys are very much the same. Just because it says side tie on it, it doesn't mean it's half scandium, half titanium, so please don't believe the marketing you see. It's just a scandium and titanium enhanced shaft, just like the ice. You know, they take a base alloy and add on, you know, those. If you were to really buy a half scandium, half titanium shaft, you'd probably be looking at the $700 range for that shaft. And I do not think they would warranty it, so that's how you get it. But if you're curious about the Crypto Pro Diamond, it does have a little bit of more of a texture. This has more of a texture of the, what are those, the Nike Vandal shafts that are pretty popular out. But I would say if you are definitely looking, I would go into a retail store, pick up one of the Crypto Pro Diamonds, put a shaft on it, put a head on it, and put your head on it, and just see how it feels in your hands. Also, I'd bring your gloves, your own personal ones. They probably have a bunch of a lot of balls there. So throw a ball in it and just see how it cradles in your hand. You don't have to take any fancy shots. Just see how it feels, and then you could decide where you have to put your tape points, if you'd like to put tape and all that stuff on your shaft. And that's pretty much it. But like I said, the Crypto Pro Diamond was pretty much the, I guess, 85 to 90% favorite among sponsored schools and in the MLL last year. I know this year Maverick and STX introduced their product lines, who buy the sponsored pros into the MLL, which I think is great, because I do believe that anyone that is sponsored, you know, should be able to use their own stuff. So that's good. So hopefully that answers your question. If you do still have any more information, just, you know, hit me up in another email. Jake from Raleigh, North Carolina, he just said, "Yo, DMG, I'm an experienced stringer." That's cool. "And always string tight channels." And that's kind of like what I do too. However, I feel my game has gone down in shooting and passing wise. Excuse me. I feel my game has gone down shooting and passing wise. Any suggestions? I do have a suggestion for you. Actually, what I've seen a lot through college players is most of their sticks. Let's go back to the channel part. If you have a crazy channel in your pocket, you're basically looking for accuracy, so you're probably a shooter, not a passer. So if you take a little bit of that channel out, it's probably going to give you a little bit more room to for hold. You know, maybe make it a little bit more versatile as far as, you know, one-handed cradling, and all that good stuff. And you might end up with what they call a bag, but there really isn't that much. There really isn't anything bad about having a bag. I mean, you can see this pocket has a pretty good channel, but then when you look over here, that one has a semi-channel. But then when you look at here on the Auto Mesh and the Epic, if I put it down, it kind of does have a sort of like a baggish pocket. But, you know, all in all, I like to say, you know, whatever shooter setup you'd like to use it, and, you know, string the pocket, put the shooters on. If it's not shooting your way, unloosen all the shooters at first, and shoot around. If it's still not working, I suggest taking out that last interlock or whatever you did to tighten that channel down really far. Take that one out, maybe replace it with a 1SI, and then go back all the way down with whatever regular pattern you had, and use that. But other than that, oh, the shaft and the head weights. I think this is going to be surprising. According to my scale downstairs, I did everything separate. I weighed the Hawk, I weighed the Hawk prototype, I weighed the Ice itself, the Hawk and the Ice combo, I weighed the Blade and the Anarchy, this one right here, it's kind of like a mid-grade gate shaft. I weighed the Swissbeat Jamaica, I weighed the Scandium Air itself, and the CEO side-tie shaft combo. So, starting from bottom up, the CEO side-tie combo actually came in at the heaviest. It has a piece of DMG mesh on it, and it came in at 13 1/8 of an ounce, which, in my opinion, isn't too bad. The Hawk and the Ice combo actually came in at exactly 11 ounces. The shaft came in at an exact 5 ounces, which is incredibly light. The Hawk was only 10.78 ounces, I believe, and I don't know how it got to 11, but that's just what it said. So going from 11 ounces to 13 isn't that bad. It just depends what type of mesh you have in it, how many shooters. If you have a lot of tape on your shaft, you can decrease it by doing that. The blade actually came in at 12.5 ounces with the shaft on it, and it does have a lot of tape at the top, a lot of tape at the bottom, and it does have a lot of strings on it as well. The heavy top nylons do add some weight. And going down the Swiss Jamaica, I know it has some rubberized grip and extended grip coating. I didn't weigh it with that butt end that you see on it right there. But that one came in at 6.58 ounces, which is pretty decent for a shaft, because I did weigh some heads a couple of weeks ago, and I weighed the Lakota before that one broke, and I actually have 2 Lakotas, but the one that did break was, I believe it weighed just about the same, so the shaft and the head weighed the same. So I guess if you put mesh and a ball in it, it would be a little bit top heavy, but it really doesn't matter if you have some muscle behind it. So the Scandium Mare came in at 6.38 ounces, so that, and I'd say the lightest from lightest to heaviest would probably be the Ice, 5 ounces, going to the Scandium Air, 6.38 ounces, and yeah, so that's it. So now you guys have all the information about the weights of the shafts that I have. If you guys are curious, I kind of have a superstition that if you put a very, very light shaft, like an Ice or or a Maverick A1, on a, maybe like a Nas or a Clutch X, something like that, if you don't have the right mesh inside of it, well, let me say, if you have auto mesh inside of it, some of the stuff that I've been testing out with the Hawk, and seeing how that performs, that stick combo is just so light. Coming in at 11 and maybe 11 and 1/8 of an ounce, shooting with that, and then going to the CEO combo with the side tie, which would be a collegiate combo, to anybody, with some wax mesh on it, really bumped it up, and I had to adjust my shooting. It almost felt as though the hold went down. A lot of things went down. Nothing to say bad about DMG mesh, but if you are playing with a light stick and you're always using it and whatnot, I suggest that you grab a couple other sticks that are around the same weight range, so you don't have to adjust if you have to switch sticks during practice or a game, because that would really stink. So that's pretty much it for this video. I didn't want to make it too long. I just want to make it informative. If you do have any questions on the weights of the shafts, or if you're curious to chirp in on some info, feel free. If you want to send me an email about any of your concerns, or what you're playing with and how you like it, any ideas, questions, comments, concerns, feel free. dmg1at@gmail.com, and I'll talk to you guys soon. So if you have any questions, like I said, shoot me an email, and it's been real. So talk to you guys later. Peace.